The transition from merely preserving information to actively gathering it marks a critical phase in the life of any legal matter. We are learning how to organize legal collection workflows that are efficient, targeted, and, most importantly, can be fully defended in a court of law. Typically, a collection project involves moving beyond broad preservation orders to extract specific sets of data from a variety of technical environments. In practice, the success of this phase depends on a deep understanding of the organization's data map and the specific technical tools required to handle different file types. What this means is that we are shifting from a passive defensive posture to an active, disciplined operation designed to feed the legal review process with high-quality evidence. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is a companion to our course companion books. The first book is about the exam and provides detailed information on how to pass it best. The second book is a Kindle-only ebook that contains 1,000 flashcards that can be used on your mobile device or Kindle. Check them both out at cyber.author.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Collection is formally defined as the actual, physical, or digital gathering of electronically stored information, ESI, from various sources for the purpose of a formal legal review or investigation. This step involves moving data from its original location, such as a live server or an employee's laptop, to a secure environment where it can be analyzed by legal experts. In practice, this process must be conducted in a way that protects the integrity of the records, ensuring that the content and the metadata remain unchanged during the move. Typically, this requires specialized software that can handle the volume and variety of modern business data without causing system disruptions. Understanding the mechanics of collection is essential for any professional who must bridge the gap between technical storage and legal requirements. You might find it helpful to think of a targeted collection as a surgical strike that intentionally takes only the specific data that is relevant to the facts of the case. Rather than taking a bit-by-bit copy of an entire 3-terabyte hard drive, a targeted approach uses specific search parameters, such as date ranges or keywords, to isolate the necessary files. In practice, this reduces the time spent on the collection itself and limits the impact on the organization's active network bandwidth. Typically, this methodology is preferred by both technical and legal teams because it results in a much more manageable and focused data set. By applying these filters early, the organization demonstrates a professional commitment to efficiency and precision in its discovery practices. A major and frequently occurring pitfall in the e-discovery lifecycle is the tendency to collect too much irrelevant data, which significantly increases the total cost of the subsequent legal review. In the world of litigation, the most expensive phase is often the manual review of documents by attorneys, and every useless file collected adds to that final bill. In practice, collecting everything just in case often leads to a massive backlog of data that can obscure the truly important evidence and lead to missed deadlines. Typically, a disciplined collection strategy seeks to balance the need for thoroughness with the practical reality of budget and time constraints. What this means is that the work you do to narrow the scope during collection is a direct investment in the financial health of the project. You can achieve a significant quick win for your next collection project by conducting brief, structured interviews with data custodians to find out exactly where they store their specific project files. A custodian is an individual who has administrative control over or access to a set of records, such as a project manager or a lead engineer. In practice, these interviews often reveal hidden data locations, such as personal cloud storage accounts or external drives, that are not part of the standard corporate backup. Typically, this human intelligence is more accurate than an automated scan and ensures that your collection map is truly comprehensive. What this means is that you are using communication skills to complement your technical tools, ensuring that no relevant data source is overlooked. Visualize a professional and detailed collection report that provides a clear, step-by-step account of the specific method used for every device and cloud account involved in the case. This report serves as your primary evidence if the opposing counsel ever challenges the integrity or the thoroughness of your collection process. In practice, it should include details such as the tool version used, the name of the technician who performed the work, and the resulting cryptographic hash of the dataset. Typically, A judge will find a collection to be defensible if it is supported by this level of objective, technical documentation. This level of organizational discipline is what allows the legal team to stand behind the evidence with total professional confidence. In the legal domain, we use the specific term proportionality to justify why the organization is only collecting data from the 5 or 10 most important employees rather than every single person in a department. Proportionality is a legal principle which dictates that the burden and cost of discovery should be balanced against the importance and value of the information to the case. In practice, the technical team provides the data points such as the expected volume and cost that allow the lawyers to argue that a broader collection would be unreasonable. Typically, this prevents a lawsuit from becoming a fishing expedition where one side tries to overwhelm the other with discovery demands. What this means is that you are using technical facts to support a strategic legal defense of the organization's resources. Reviewing your detailed collection plan with the legal team is a critical task that ensures you are meeting all of their specific discovery obligations and strategic goals for the case. The lawyers understand the theory of the case and can provide guidance on which custodians and which time periods are most likely to yield the evidence needed for trial. In practice, this review prevents the technical team from wasting effort on systems that the legal counsel has already deemed irrelevant or out of scope. Typically, this collaboration results in a collection protocol that serves as the official instruction manual for the technical responders. This alignment between the how and the why of the project is what ensures a smooth and defensible transition from data storage to legal evidence. Imagine a challenging and high-pressure scenario where you accidentally miss a critical backup tape or a legacy database because it was not listed on your initial collection map. If this data is discovered later by the opposing side, it can lead to accusations of evidence suppression and may result in the organization being forced to perform a much more expensive, court-ordered search. Typically, these oversights occur when the technical team relies on outdated network diagrams or fails to account for retired systems that may still contain relevant information. In practice, a thorough data census is an essential prerequisite for any collection effort to ensure that the scope is truly accurate. This realization highlights why the initial phase of identification is just as important as the actual gathering of the bits and bytes. Every professional should anchor their collection workflow in the absolute need for a repeatable and well-documented process that any trained technician can follow correctly. If the collection depends on the unique, magic, or secret methods of a single person, it is much harder to defend as a standard business practice in court. In practice, this means using standardized checklists and validated forensic tools that have been vetted by the scientific and legal communities. Typically, the court looks for defensible processes rather than perfect results, and a documented workflow is the best evidence of a good faith effort. What this means is that you are building a professional system that is independent of any single individual and can withstand the intense scrutiny of an adversarial legal environment. We have now discussed the critical transition from the passive preservation of records to the active and targeted collection of data from diverse and complex technical environments. By understanding the importance of custodian interviews, proportionality, and detailed documentation, you are building a more resilient and efficient e-discovery program. Typically, the most successful teams are those that view collection as a strategic activity that requires both technical precision and legal awareness. In practice, this approach ensures that the organization can provide the necessary facts for a lawsuit while keeping the overall costs and business disruptions under control. This integrated perspective is what differentiates a high-performing technical responder from one who is merely moving data without a clear purpose. A highly effective technique for modern collections is to use standard, forensically sound tools to gather data from mobile devices and social media accounts to ensure accuracy and authenticity. Collecting data from a smartphone is significantly more complex than copying a file from a server, as it requires specialized protocols to bypass security and extract encrypted messages. In practice, these tools create a logical or physical image of the device that preserves the metadata and the relationship between different types of data, such as photos and location tags. Typically, this ensures that the evidence is captured in a format that can be easily processed and reviewed by the legal team. What this means is that you are keeping pace with the evolving way that people communicate and store their professional lives. Orchestrating professional and targeted collections reduces the overall risk of missing critical evidence and keeps the total litigation costs under control for the entire organization. When the collection is done correctly the first time, there is no need for expensive do-overs or the hiring of outside experts to fix technical mistakes. Typically, a mature program uses these disciplined workflows to handle every legal matter, from a small employment dispute to a massive multi-district litigation. In practice, the energy you spend on perfecting your collection protocols today is a direct investment in the long-term legal and financial stability of the company. This focus on precision and defensibility is what ensures that your organization remains a trusted and respected participant in the global legal system. This unit on orchestrating legal collection workflows is now complete, and you have gained a solid understanding of how to gather digital evidence in a targeted and professional manner. We have discussed the definition of collection, the role of custodian interviews, the principle of proportionality, and the necessity of maintaining a repeatable and documented process. A warm and very practical next step for your own professional growth is to take a moment today and list 3 specific locations where your company currently stores business data outside of standard email. As you make your list, consider whether these locations, such as a project management tool, a shared drive, or a messaging platform, are currently included in your organization's e-discovery collection map. Moving forward with this observant mindset will help you ensure that your organization's legal and technical defenses are always ready to collect what matters most.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.